So, welcome to Trevor CNU in Deep Water. Very excited, and just like last time, why wait? Let's find out your tribes. When I call your name, please come up and grab a buff. There it is. Addison.
So I'm from Maryland, obviously because of the hat. I've watched a few episodes of Survivor. I haven't I haven't really gotten into a whole season or so, but I've seen a few episodes. I thought it was really cool. So.
Henry.
So here, Christopher Newport. I'm the student body president. I'm also a tour guide. I like to compete in challenges. I know that, and that's what drawn me to Survivor.
Nick. Colin Bunn.
I'm a political science and philosophy major, so I think that can really help me in the game, just using some of those principles and kind of showing off the majors. I'm a type 1 diabetic, so, most people wouldn't think that, and I kind of want to show diabetics aren't fat. There's a lot of misconceptions about the disease, so kind of would be awesome to show that.
Pondo.
I'm a freshman. This is 2 months of beard growth. I don't really have it in me to deceive people that much. So I'll try and I don't know, finagle my way through it in different ways.
Gabriel. Tristan. Hannah. Sam.
I'm a sophomore. I'm studying marketing with a minor in leadership. I'm from Winchester, Virginia, which no one has ever heard of because it's kind of far away. Well, I feel like in the show it's different because when you're watching it, you see everything, and obviously when you're playing the game, you don't. So in my head when I'm watching it, oh yeah, I would do this, I would do that, I'd be great at this. But being in it, I feel like is a lot different. So to learn from that, making sure you listen to everything that's being told for you and don't necessarily trust anybody, even though that's not a great life choice not to trust people, but I feel like in the game you shouldn't.
Maggie. Sophie. John. That's weird. Huh. Cool. What's the gun misprinted?
No.
Guys. White can sit in the middle.
Reds.
I love Survivor, the show. I've seen pretty much almost every season. I just love doing puzzles, doing challenges, and just testing myself. Going into the game, I'm going to use my wit. I'm going to definitely be as cunning as possible, be manipulative, maybe trick a few people into aligning with me, and then breaking it off and going against them to see what better fits my self-interest.
Ray. Shaggy.
Well, I'm a theater major here at CNU. Other than that, I do percussion on the side, dabble in history and mythology. I've been watching Survivor since I was 6 or something like that, so for a very long time. It's one of my favorite shows, so yeah. What you have to do in this show or in this game, is you have to know exactly what's going on at all times while making people think you don't. Yet you can't be stupid enough for them to vote you off. You have to be athletic enough to be able to do any challenge, but convince people you're just mediocre.
Lily.
My name's Lily Pond. Yeah, that's my real name. My parents had a sense of humor. I'm a freshman here at CNU. I'm a theater major. Thinking about a psychology double major. We're not sure yet. Yeah, I'm excited. It really is a matter of not being too intimidating. Like, I want to be likable. I love puzzles and I'm super competitive. I feel like I'm going to say this now and then should I play, I'm going to lose the first endurance challenge. But I really do think I have a strength and determined to win at challenges, and I think I'm going to play. I have some good strategy, and reading people is a big thing of mine.
Abby. And Leah. Alright, so guys, take a few minutes and come up with a tribe name.
It wasn't him!
No, we could do White Claw.
I was real late, but I love it.
Okay, so I was told to watch Survivor Maryland, and it was the first season of College Survivor I had watched, and it was like the first twist. Oh my god, 3 tribes, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. Like, there are like the first tribal council, you're voting out like 1 of 6 instead of 1 of 10, and I was like, that would really suck. And then there was a look in the bag, and Trevor was like, uh-oh. And I was like, no, stop it, no.
It's a mystery.
Of something, any
mystery game.
The
mystery game.
Yeah. Because I'm Shaggy.
The only thing I'm worried about is none of us are like that athletic. Like, we have a couple people that are like kind of athletic. They're like, yeah, but when we were talking about our strengths, a lot of people were saying like they're more into puzzles and stuff. And so I was a little worried about that. I volunteered. I was like, I'm not that athletic, but if there is athletic things, like I'm someone who will like go for it and like try them. But no one, only one guy, Ray, he was the only one who said, and he looks a little more athletic. So that's the main thing I'm worried about. So I would definitely say positively is Ray. He seems like he's someone who's like pretty like overall balanced. He's not like super athletic, but he's like not athletic at all. You know, like he's like in between everywhere. And he seems really nice and everything.
Oh, we got along well. Yeah. They're all cool. They're really into it, actually. John kind of sketched me out in the wrong way, but it's so he seems schemy.
Wait, what is the, do you need this one?
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, I think that there were a lot of like people that weren't like me. I felt like there was more introverts, and I'm like kind of extroverted, so like I felt like that was kind of gonna be a communication block. But when we started like talking, it was like there wasn't any issue.
So my name is Nick. I wanted to join Survivor Club because I love to strategize. I love the strategic aspect of Survivor, and I want to be able to win my way into people's minds and to kind of manipulate, but not in a bad way necessarily. Other than that, I row in my free time. I make podcasts in my free time. I have a show that I have a host on, or I have a guest on each episode, and they talk about emotional experiences from their life. And so I already kind of know some things about the human mind that I don't think other people would going into this. So
I already know Pondo, but we're keeping that on the DL, so we're gonna watch each other's back hopefully. Other than that, I like Addy. I get good vibes from him. Sophie, I like her. She seems like a good player. Didn't really get to know her that much. Sam seems great. And then Kristen was quiet, which is dangerous because if you're quiet, people would have an easier time voting you out. Sophie and Addy, they both seem like dangerous players for other people's games, for mine specifically.
I would want to get to know everyone more, figure out what their actual skill sets are and how we can balance our own out, because I know I have certain traits that others don't. So that way we can actually figure out, okay, who's good at mental games, who's good at physical stuff, who's good at like doing that. And then that way when we come here for the challenge, we can be like, okay, you're good at this, maybe you should do this challenge.
Overall, like, blue team was like a dream team. Henry, I think that he's a threat to win any challenge at any time. He's really dangerous. Maggie is someone that she doesn't know a lot about Survivor. But Hannah and Gabe are really the ones that kind of scared me, because both of them have watched every season of Survivor, had really detailed plans on how they were going to take themselves to the end.
One of my friends, Alexis, started talking to me about it, and you too. And it was just really interesting, and I figured that this would be the best way for me to like try out Survivor, because I want to eventually probably maybe apply for Survivor. So my plans, I think, are kind of just to play with my strength, and my strength is, like I was saying, I'm kind of quiet sometimes, and so, but I like observing things and seeing what's going on. I'm very analytical in that way. So I think, kind of taking a step back and kind of seeing the situation and not trying to, force myself into like a role of leadership too soon, because lots of seasons of Survivor that's gone really wrong in a lot of ways. So, try and kind of take a step back, visualize everything, see about the game plan, and, kind of playing it from the behind until I need to go to the front, and then playing my power moves and stuff.
I was surprised because I thought it'd be 2 tribes just because we have a smaller group, but I actually kind of like it better because I feel like there's more drama, because there's 2 opportunities for there to be for a tribe to not to go to tribal council, so I kind of enjoy it better. But then our tribes are smaller, so like my tribe's only 5 people, so it's harder because there's not an easy vote off person necessarily, because you kind of get close with everybody.
So, Blue Tribe, what is your tribe name?
Blue Crew.
Blue Crew. Okay. White Tribe, what is your name?
Mystery Gang.
Mystery Gang. Okay. Pink or Red Tribe, whatever, I'm colorblind. What is your tribe name?
Tolly Bismolly.
Okay. So, Blue Crew, Mystery Gang. God, this is gonna be a disaster to narrate. So, are you guys ready to have your first challenge?
Yes!
First things first. Immunity is up for grab. Not 1.
The second one's over here.
But 2! But 2 immunities are up for grabs. So, first challenge will be a relay race, where 2 people will have to like wheelbarrow to collect like 2 ping pong balls, and then one of your tribe members has to shoot 2 for Tolly Bismolly and Mystery Gang. One person shoots, and then once they make the first one, they need to switch out for another person to shoot. Okay. Then once both ping pong balls are in the bucket, one person will run inside into this room, and so that'll be another person as the runner, and then the last person has to stack 20 dominoes up. The first 2 teams, the first 2 tribes to successfully stack 20 dominoes and have it last like 5 seconds or whatever without it falling, wins immunity, safe from tribal council. Losing tribe goes to tribal council, or one of your members will be the first person put out a start of CNU in deep water. Alright, I'll give you 2 minutes to strategize and get started.
God, get off of me, dude! Okay, it's fine. Got it. Come back. Shot misses. Don't interfere with each other's shots. No, one at a time. John and Lily, only one person can shoot at a time. Lily, you're not shooting. John's in. Kristen and Sam, only one of you can shoot. Yes, shot right now. One. Good, Maggie. Lily's shot misses. Got it? Okay, maybe not. Just misses by Maggie. Maggie, let's go. Luke has one. Lily just misses again. Come on. Got it, Maggie. Guys, go. Henry moves on. Yeah, go. Mystery gang. Go.
Alright, other one.
Okay, don't hit Nick. No. Don't hit Nick. Thomas here. All three people are here. One, two, 3. Let's try and win. 1, 2, 3. Mystery gang of blue cord. Good. Pep talk about Colin is Molly moving to town council. No. Very quick finish. All right. Blue Coot, despite having one less member.
Hell yeah!
Second place, Mystery Gang. I can't say the same for you, nor can I say your tribe name. We'll schedule a time for tribal council. We have David the Whispering Wall. Where one member of your tribe is first person to go down to start seeing you in deep water. So I got for you guys.
Okay, we just finished our first competition.
Yeah.
And we're actually both like we know each other.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, we knew each other before this, but we're trying to
preserve that secrecy.
Yeah.
Don't want any like saying like, oh, we have to get them both out because they're obviously like in cahoots.
Yeah.
Basically, since he was stuck, he was in the domino part, so he didn't really see what happened outside of the challenge. And when we walked out of there, he was like, "So who are you thinking for tonight?" Who are you thinking for tribal?
So, you said you think it was Sam.
Oh no, not think. Definitely was Sam.
No, she was throwing balls, right?
But no, like Sam like missed it 5 million times. Like, people were getting the balls in like way earlier, and then like as soon as Sam got her ball in, but right behind her, Kristen instantly got it in. It was like bang boom bomb, and then I was gone.
Well, then I put Sam's name on the table because
I knocked it over.
You
I
really had it.
I know, but I knocked it over when I was putting the last stack on, I think.
Yeah, I know. It was you. I was really like, dude, he got it. Dude, he
I almost
it.
made up for loss. Ugh. So I don't want to put the blame on anyone because I didn't see anything.
Hey guys.
Oh, it's Mystery Gang.
Oh, Mystery Gang. Yeah, we're scheming.
White team actually saw us recording and came up behind us, and then we talked with them for a little bit.
Oh, you're scheming too?
Yeah.
This is Mystery
so
Gang.
We
do too.
want to find a lounge and continue our team.
Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah.
Not about our vote, but what they thought all together.
Okay, cool. We got Mystery Gang and Pepto.
Jolly Gang as well.
Jolly Bizvolley, it's a mouthful. Also, this early in the game, like, I want enthusiasm. I want people that are excited to be here and are like vibing and are here to talk game. And it's kind of like if you're just gonna like. I'm just excited to really meet people. I think I can definitely develop friendships and alliances. And right now, again, it's been like an hour, maybe 2, and I think I don't want to target people based on their tribe, because truly, I don't know we can have our vibes about them, and I get that, but I feel like time will tell, like once we get to know people more, I care more about the individual. Like I don't want to immediately target you because of your team and I get a bad vibe. Like I really think for me it's going to be about I see who is here to play. And hopefully the process of the game, like if we set that as our standard now, like as we start to go to tribal council, like we say that's the people we're looking for, at least now.
Right.
Like this is the expectation.
Because when it comes down to it, we're gonna merge, so tribes won't matter. You know?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Alright, the other 2 have left.
My buff.
just us now. I got mad at my mom. So,
Pondo and I have been talking a lot.
what are you thinking? What are you thinking for try? I know I came out of the gate with Sam. What are you thinking?
So since you said Sam is the one that kind of held the team back, there's really not much else you can go off of.
Yeah.
So I'll talk to Addie too, maybe.
I am a little worried for you, just a little bit, just because
I know.
They didn't see you like do stuff. I got your back. So
I'm gonna chat up Addie. Yeah. I'm gonna chat up Addie, see what he's doing. But I guess.
But anyway, whatever vote you make, I'm with you because.
I mean, same here. Like,
they don't know it, but we in Kahoots.
We ate brunch together.
Yeah.
Like before. Like I had some, like me and Ray, we were the first ones to get to like where we were going to meet, and he was like pretty chill and everything. He wasn't making it seem like, okay, let's talk about strategy, let's do this.
Nowadays. So, I was having a little chat with Colin from Blue, because I knew him beforehand. And he says that basically his entire team hates him. And he hates the whole team. Wait, he's in Blue?
I gotta find the hidden immunity guy.
All right,
because I feel like my team already fucking hates me.
Hey, it's. I mean, you don't know about that. If we just keep winning challenges and make him emerge, we can get most of Blue out and take him.
We were talking to Nick and Pondo. My respect for them is that they are chill. Like they're not here to like fuck anyone's life over. They're just like, we want to play the game. So we asked him like, what's your head at for who? Since you barely know these guys, like how are you gonna vote somebody out based on so little? And he's like, well, we'll talk more with them and get to know them a little bit more. But
So I recently got surgery on my hand for the 2 tendons in my middle finger. I cannot bear weight, although I do play alternates frisbee, so I can use it. But
yeah, what's wrong with your hand? So I cut both of my tendons and nerve in my middle finger. So, dude, what's happening with that? So you can't use your left hand? You can't use your left hand? I'm not using my left hand.
I like them all. Liked all 6 or 5 others. Yeah, I like them all. Great competitors, great people.
Because I was expecting the tribes to definitely be at least a little larger, just because it makes like each move you do that much bigger. So I definitely need to be more careful which moves I make and what people I'm telling which things to.
During the challenge, everyone did pretty good except for Sam.
Apparently, I was a domino stacker, so I saw nothing.
We're the domino stackers for the first challenge.
I did not know what was going on, so everything I hear is what someone else has told me. And then I hear where everything went wrong is when Sam started throwing the balls into the basket. And everybody was getting it like 1 or 2 tries, and Sam was just taking so long, and that's what got us behind. And it was so stressful seeing the other teams come in first. I almost made up. I think I almost beat both teams even. I was going so fast, but I lost it. So I almost made up for lost time, and I hope that doesn't show, to the other people on the team that it's Nick's fault when I was trying so hard to make up for lost time.
I mean, I felt like Addison and I would work well together until I dropped him in the wheelbarrow, and then he was kind of salty about it.
Because I was dropped today. I was going like super fast, but my person dropped me, and so I mean, like, we would have finished a good like 5 seconds before everybody else would have even gotten there.
I picked him right back up and we kept going, and we were the first ones to get there with the ball. So like, at least that made me feel good that like we were able to kind of come back and get back to where we were.
And like, since we couldn't make the ping pong balls, that would have helped us like, get up here faster and stack the dominoes faster. I mean,
do you think there was any like one reason that you lost?
Oh yeah, no, for sure that was me. Cause like I'm not good at throwing ping pong balls. I haven't done that in a while.
Disappointed about that.
I did talk to Sam. We talked to in Snapchat, and she's like, who do you think you're voting for? I was like, oh shoot. And I talked to Pondo real quick. I'm like, hey Pondo, like, what should I say? He's just like, just say my name. And I said, okay, probably Pondo. She's like, yeah, I was thinking the same thing from the beginning. And I think that's because she thought he was like an intimidating player, maybe.
Pondo's definitely, I feel like gonna be a little socially iffy.
But I don't know. Social stuff is weird.
I don't know how he's gonna do in the big group, so I'm interested to see how that goes.
Two of the people, I think it was Kristen and Sophie, were torn between Nick and Sam.
I talked to Sophie and Pondo on like cooking.
Because they didn't see how Nick performed in like the domino room. And then I let him know that like Nick tried his best, but he had no choice but to go for like an all or nothing risk because we were a country mile behind. I've already helped out Nick a little bit, and he's helped me out by getting in contact with Addie because Addie wouldn't respond to me for some reason. So yeah, I'd say I can put a lot of confidence in Nick, at least right now.
And then Pondo made like a disposable group chat on GroupMe, and it was basically everyone there, probably not Addie, but everybody there said, let's go for Sam.
But they said, like, basically, like, you did good last night, like, who are you thinking of voting off? Well, actually, no, Pondo asked me, who were you thinking of voting off, like, immediately? And I said I wasn't sure, but I asked about him. And then that was after I talked with Sophie about it, and she and I kind of came to agreement about Sam being voted off.
I just emphasize that it's important that we, even though we had to lose somebody, that we try and keep it like as united as possible so we can go into the next challenge like strong and not have just basically making sure everyone was in the loop and we had like a unanimous vote so that way we all feel like we're still on the same team. No one's paranoid about getting voted out next vote.
I got like really, I think like positive vibes from Nick.
I think I'm definitely gonna want to be on Addie's good side, because he seems like a strong player in general. Like he seems very strong competitively, and then I think he could play a good strategy game as well. But I also want to be on Sophie's good side. I didn't really feel a connection with her yet, but just like she seems like someone I don't want to have a negative impression on.
All right, small personal dorm room update. This is after I filmed the confessional. I went to the library, I studied and everything, but on my way back to my dorm, I passed Sam. And we talked, and she was, I don't know, we finally made a connection and everything, so now I'm gonna feel bad voting her out.
Nick seems nice. I didn't get to interact with him in the challenge because he was doing dominoes, but he seems like a cool guy.
She was like, oh, I'd feel so bad if I got voted out in the first episode or the first, round. I would just feel terrible. And I was just like, it just kind of slipped out. I was like, oh yeah, I promise you won't get voted out. I was like...
But I've talked to Nick a little bit and we're on the same page.
And I'm having second thoughts now. And I don't know if I should go against everybody and vote for someone else.
There isn't like one person that sticks out in like an obvious way. So tribal council is going to be weird because we're just doing it based on first impressions. So I'm going to feel guilty regardless because I don't really know these people very well.
All right, welcome Peptali Bismali to your first tribal council.
Yay!
This is the start of CNU Torch. In this game, fire represents your life. Once your fire is gone, so are you, and that'll be the case for one of you tonight. So, Nick, what was your reaction when you found out that there are 3 tribes instead of 2?
I was scared because that means that there are less people on each tribe, meaning you can form bigger connections. There's more pressure on each person, individual. So it just means that each move you make is going to be made more grand, like by, I guess, 2 times. I'm not a math major. Yeah.
So Addie, who decided who got what job during the challenge?
We kind of did like a consensus of like who, thought they were the best at each activity. Like, Sophie and I volunteered for the wheelbarrowing.
Was there a leader that you felt like was delegating it, or was it just people stepping up to do certain tasks?
I think everyone just kind of stepped up to what like they thought they were the best suited to do.
So Pondo, after the challenge, when did reality set in that you have to vote someone out tonight?
I think I like acknowledged that I had to vote someone out like as soon as I walked out of the building. But like I didn't really set in like who I was gonna vote. I was always just like, oh man, someone's going home. But like the next day it was like, oh man, someone's going home. I better make sure that's not me.
So Sam, how hard is it to vote someone out when you just met these people 48 hours ago?
It sucks. Like, if it's all based on first impressions, and even if you did feel like you gave a good first impression, it's also in like combination with how you did in the challenge, and there's very few aspects. I feel like obviously this one's going to be a lot different than other tribal councils, just because we're gonna just because like we don't have a lot of information now. I'm gonna feel guilty with whoever goes home, just because I don't want them to think like, oh, I didn't like you. It's not because I don't like you guys. Like, you all seem really chill, but I have to pick somebody.
So let's talk about the challenge a bit. Nick, you were kind of isolated from the rest of the tribe in a sort of way. How did that affect talks about the vote tonight?
Well, when I watch regular Survivor, the number one thing for me is the most dangerous thing you can do is isolate yourself, because you already know when they go away they're going to be talking about you maybe. So that's always been a fear of mine, but I'm like, okay, I think that's what I can really do well. So that's why I chose doing dominoes. And so all I ever saw was Pondo running in behind the others. So other than that, I did not see for myself anything else that happened. So everything else I heard is what someone else told me. What I was scared of is that everybody would run in and all they would see is he did not stack the dominoes in time. Let's blame him. Not to throw the whole team under the bus, but it is a group effort. But of course I had to be on the tail end of that. I wish I could have pulled through for everybody, but unfortunately it just wasn't our night, I guess.
Kristen, do you agree with Nick in the fact that it was more so of a group effort as opposed to one sole person being the reason you lost?
I think it's always like that. I mean, when people lose a football game, they say oh, the quarterback should have thrown it in the last second. That's to me kind of invalid, because I think you can change any variable, but in the end, it's always effort.
So Chex Mix, what do you? I'm just kidding. So Pondo, what do you base your vote on tonight?
Pretty much, it's the same thing Sam said. It sucks because I don't really have much to go off of. Basically, I'm just pulling my vote out of challenge performance and as much as I can gather from what I've learned about this lovely group of people in the first few hours that I've met them. So I don't have much to go off of, but I'll have to see what I can do.
So let's see how this goes this season. So who here genuinely feels like they're safe tonight? They're not going home. Addy, you're giving a look. What's up with that?
I thought Chex Mix was going to raise his hand. Yeah.
Well, what do you think? Why do you not feel safe tonight?
Why do I not feel safe tonight? Well, like I said, I don't know any of these people. I know.
Oh man, I gave you checks.
I know. My brother. I know. You made a bond. I mean, the only thing above this is a blood pact.
A pond, even.
A
pond, yes.
But I know Sam and Sophie sat together when we first came in, and so I don't know if you guys knew each other outside of this. But that being said, that already gives you a hand up against. I know nobody. So if the group consensus comes to if two people bring another person on, that's 3 versus they already have the majority. So quite frankly, I feel very nervous about what's going to happen.
All right. Well, despite the fact that you guys seem like a close-knit family, someone here will be the first person voted out of start of CNU in deep water. It is time to vote. Sophie, you're up first.
You seem like a really nice guy. I don't really have any other option.
I don't have much else to go off of, so.
I'm so sorry. It's nothing personal. I really hate to see you go on the first round. I wish the best of luck to you, and I hope we can still be friends after this. I'm so sorry.
Alright, I'll try the votes. Alright. If anybody has a hidden immunity idol and you'd like to play it, now is the time to do so. Alright. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. Person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. Alright, votes. First vote. Sam. Pondo. Sam. 2 votes Sam, 1 vote Pondo. Sam. 3 votes Sam, 1 vote Pondo, 2 votes left. First person voted out of start CNU in deep water. Sam. Sam, you dream of the torch. Sam. Travis smoking. Time for you to go. Yeah.
Alright, bye Sam. Sorry. I love you, I'm so sorry.
Well, while the vote tonight was unanimous, there's only 5 of you left now. So if you lose again, there's no one else left to hide. That's all I got for you. Grab your stuff, head out. Good night.
It sucks. I didn't want to be the first person voted off. Obviously, no one does. I thought I felt good. I talked to Nick and Sophie briefly, and I thought we had agreed on who we were going to vote off, but apparently not. But yeah, it sucks. I'm not mad. It was first impressions, so they had to do what they had to do. So.
Next time on a special double episode of Survivor CNU, the 3 tribes intermingle.
Do you have 3?
The idol hunt begins.
Trying to find this hidden immunity idol.
And one survivor reaches their limit. So is there a need for a vote?